Hi everybody, Daniel Moore, osteopath here, coming to you from Whangaparaoa, New Zealand. So today I'm going to show you a little workout that's going to be useful for loosening up your upper limb, your fingers, your wrists, your elbows and your shoulder. Now, I don't know about you guys, but typically I don't give too much attention to my fingers, wrists, elbows and shoulders when I do exercise, but they're actually really important. If you think about what they do for us on a daily basis, these upper limbs help us feed ourselves with food, they help us keep ourselves clean. So these parts of our body do a great job in looking after us, and I want to spend a little time today looking after them. So I'm going to start from the fingers and work all the way up, and I'm going to do some gentle exercise just simply to work with the joints in the upper limb. So let's start simply with the fingers, opening out the hands in front of you like this, gently closing into a fist and then opening them out again. As you do this exercise, just be mindful and aware of what you're doing. Put your attention into your hands. If necessary, close your eyes. And just be aware of the fact that you are moving your hands in and out. And your fingers are clenching in and they're opening wide. Now let's just start to make a little ripple through the fingers here and see if you can just get a nice flowing ripple going through your fingers. Notice how they're moving. If you've got arthritic finger joints, you may find this a bit of a challenge, but guess what? This is the best thing you can do. Your fingers need movement, and your fingers need movement where your attention is focusing on what you're doing, because it's kind of wiring you in to what's happening. Cool. Now let's take the fingers and make a little kind of figure eight movement. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I mean, it feels like I'm kind of playing with some dough, you know, like that kind of gloop that the kids get. It's almost like you're picking it up and turning it over. But you're just getting the wrists to start to be involved a little bit now. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Using that figure eight movement now, figure eights with a wrist. Nice and slow. Imagine that you're drawing in space a figure eight or an infinity symbol with your fingers. Just relax, breathe and let the body flow. You could be conducting music. Let's see if we can go the other way, reverse. Might be a little bit tricky if you're not used to coordinating like this. But I think this is really worth doing because it's going to help improve your proprioception and coordination. Let's reverse the other way again with the figure eights. And you notice your wrist is moving. This is good. Shake your hands, nice and loose, just relax them. Shake your wrists. Now if you look at my wrists here, the idea is that my wrists are going to be so relaxed they look like jelly. But don't do it really fast because you'll end up overstraining. So just nice and relaxed, jellified wrists. Relax them. Let them be loose and comfortable. Every now and then I like to do a nice sigh. A nice release your breath, let all that tension out. Now I'm starting to allow my arms to move in a bit more of a full arm release. So my elbows are kind of lifting up to the side as I'm relaxing there. Almost a little circle action in my elbow. Go. Okay, so from there, let's just relax the hands now. Bring the attention onto the elbow. We're going to bring up and back. Touch your fingers to your shoulders, all the way back to a full extension. Notice the full range of movement through your elbow. As you do this, let's just gradually bring the elbows up a little higher each time. Only as high as it feels comfortable for you. Don't strain your body here. We are training without straining. We're simply giving the joints a little workout so they can move through their full range of motion, and we're not putting any pressure on the muscles to grow bigger and stronger and look really good. All we're doing right here today is working on the joints. Let's just take this movement slightly to the side now here. Again, there's no sense that you have to be exact and accurate in how you're copying these movements. I'm just making these up as I go along. This is what I would be doing for myself, so I'm just getting you guys to join in with me. Now let's try this movement here. Now, as you do this movement, your hands are coming in front of your chest, and if you can, keep your elbows kind of fixed in space. You're kind of doing this circle. You might find a little bit of tension in your shoulder where you're having to hold your shoulder around like that. But just see if you can do this. If it's painful, make the movement smaller. Reverse the other way. We'll circle with the elbows. That's great. You might feel your shoulders getting a little bit tired here. That's all good, no problem. Just relax. And arms, swing. Loose, easy, comfortable and relaxed. I'm going to be doing a video in the next couple of days specifically for people with shoulder issues. Excuse me, I've got the burps. If you've got a frozen shoulder, rotator cuff injury, or any other kind of shoulder condition where you find it difficult to move your shoulder, then keep your eyes open for the shoulder video that I'm going to do, which is specifically for you if you find it difficult to lift your arm above your head. In the meantime, if you are a shoulder sufferer and you're watching this video, only do the exercises that you can, and if you find it too painful, please just don't do them. Wait for the next video. Now gradually going a little higher with the arms, and as the arms come down, let them just fall and relax. There's no tension here, it's just a loosening up. Make sure your head is sitting on your neck, and your neck is sitting nicely on your rib cage, and you're nice and aligned and stacked, standing upright. And let your head poke forwards. Good. And now we're just going to take it into a little circle in front of the body here. Again, just start this movement small, particularly if you're not used to doing this. Start small and get bigger. If you're a super experienced person in terms of exercise, you may find these a little basic. For what it's worth, I've spent my life doing exercise. I trained as a dancer in the 80s, contemporary dance for a while. I've done martial arts for many years, worked in gymnasiums, and I know the exercise world fairly well. But I return to the most basic and simple movements when it comes to doing work on my own body. So as for me, I have a preference for simplicity in what I do. So hopefully, even if you are an exercise specialist, you can find some delight in returning back to some real basic stuff. Feel those shoulders moving as you take these circles, and focus on smoothness in the movements, and relax. Let's do one arm at a time. We'll take a big circle to the side here. Again, if you've got a shoulder issue, this may be a challenge for you. If you've got a shoulder issue, you can maybe do it down here. If you don't have a shoulder issue, see how far you can take it, as long as you stay within the range of training without straining. Nice and smooth. Reverse the other way. Big circles. Nice and easy. Nice and relaxed. Good, let's do the other side. I'm doing these without music because I don't want YouTube to pick up on, what do you call it, the musician's rights thing and start closing these videos down. So when you do these at home, feel free to put music on. Once you've watched these videos a couple of times, you'll realise that you don't actually need to keep watching the video because they're so easy, these exercises. You can just start doing them yourself. And you can start making up your own versions of them. I'd recommend you do it to music because it'll add that extra little bit of flow into what you're doing. And I like doing this to music, but as I say, for the purposes of YouTube at the moment, we're doing it silently. And relax. Let's try something a little bit more complicated. Let's see how we get on with this. Hands facing the front here. Bring your hands up to your shoulders like you did before, and now just push them out to the side. Now take them above your head, and now bring them back down in front. Good, hands to the shoulders, push out to the side, hands above your head, and down in front. Now let's link these all together as one movement. Just one flowing movement. Push, lift, lower. Imagine you can feel a little resistance of the air. So as you come up, imagine you can feel the air. Resist it slightly as you come up. I really like doing this. Feels good. Let's just do a few more. And shake. Nice and relaxed, nice and loose. Let's do some twists with the shoulder, or rotations, better word, more accurate, describes what we're doing. And we'll just bring the arms up as we're doing this. Now again, just be wary as you go higher, it gets a little bit more tricky for those of you that are a little less used to doing it. We're just kind of turning the hands around, moving the shoulder up and down. Let's try it to the side. Here. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Slow is good with these limbering exercises. So I call these exercises limber flow exercises because they're limbering, they're loosening and they're relaxing, but they're also done in a kind of a flowing way. And there's a whole system that I use with my limber flow exercise, which I haven't talked about yet, but I'll do a video on the principles of the more advanced limber flow stuff for those who are interested. So I think that's enough for this little session. In summary, there's enough there for you to loosen and limber your wrists, your fingers, your elbows and your shoulders, and I look forward to posting another video soon.